Top of the morning to you, or almost afternoon. So today I don't have much going on. Going to do a little bit different type of video. I've been super curious since moving from Orange County on city water out here to Awonga on well water. I haven't gotten the water tested to find out exactly what's in it, but what I want to do is go around with a TDS meter and test the different waters that we have. Now what I mean by different waters would be the water that comes straight out of the well, the water that is in the house, the water that is down by the orchard, the water that is done after the reverse osmosis system. Then on our reverse osmosis system, it goes through a post filter that adds minerals back to it. Reverse osmosis water, not the best for your body. Because what I've been told, I'm not an expert on water, I am a plumber, but that reverse osmosis water has nothing in it. It's considered zero water, almost like distilled water, to where if you drink it, it'll actually leach minerals and pull minerals from your body, which obviously wouldn't be a good thing. So what I'm going to do is take the TDS meter and a glass mason jar, and I'm going to test different locations. I will clean the mason jar in between, or at least dry it in between each test. So let's go from area to area and test each one. Okay, so the first one I'm going to test is the well, right at the well. Here's our well house. It's one thing I did want to rebuild this year, but never got to it. Well, I never got to it because lumber prices were outrageous. So maybe next year. It's still good enough to where we can get by. Let's see how many Black Widows we got in here today. Pretty gnarly. Gnarly. Do people even use that word anymore? Alright, so what I want to do is that hose right there. So the wellhead right there comes up, pressure tank, then heads off. Another thing I need to do is crack that filter open. I'm scared to crack that filter open. I almost think that there's nothing in it, that they pulled the cartridge, but maybe I'll do that today. I'm just afraid to break something and then have to repair it. So let me get in here, and don't need a lot. Let me actually put this down. Oh, there is a wrench in here. Did not see that wrench on the ground. Get out of here without getting bit by anything. Okay, so I mean, that's crystal clear water. It's actually really good water. I've had a few customers I've gone out to, and they've complained that they've got, whether it's sulfur in the water, I've seen lots of sediment in the water. Rocky, no. Hi, Rock. That water is not for you. All right, let's go back in the house and test it. All right, back inside. Set this down. Got a little booklet. Keep tabs of everything, so I don't want to go back and have to watch all over again. So we will write it down. Horrible writing that I've got. Water test. Number 1. Well. So with this, just turn it on, pull this off. There's a little sensor in there. It's at 0. That is 259 parts per million. It's backwards on there. It's 259. First test. Okay, let's go out to the orchard and grab some water from there. Okay, glass cleaned and dried. I don't want any water from the previous water in there because it could throw off the ppms. Now this is just parts per million. It just kind of tells you how many particles are in the water. Now what I'm thinking about doing is sending out some samples to really find out exactly what's in our water. We do send it through the reverse osmosis just to be safe. So we got the reverse osmosis with that post filter, and we'll find out what the difference is, if it does anything. I'm curious. All right, so I have come, house is up there. There's a water line that runs from the wellhead over there. It goes down to the shed. Then from the shed, I trenched it to right there. And then the hose comes across to right here. So what I'm really curious about is there any leaching from the plastic pipes? Because we've got PVC pipes from the well pretty much everywhere. Once it gets into the house, it's copper. So yes, there is also the hose that has to go through. So lots of people talk about, oh, the plastic lines will leach into the water and yada yada yada, which I kind of believe, especially fresh pipes that have just been glued. You run water through that, I have a feeling you're going to get some of that glue in the water. But I'm just gonna fill up just a little bit here. That's all we need. Now let's head back in and test her. Or him. Or how about test it? Okie dokie. Make sure this is all dried off. The TDS meter. Turn it on. Zeros. Well, that's interesting. So now we've got 285. So it has picked up some particles on its way to that hose. Rather interesting. Okay, let me turn this off. So what I'm doing is just emptying out all the water. Shove the towel in there, dry it out good. And we'll try tap water cold. It has been ran quite a bit this morning, so I don't know if that will have anything to do with the reading. We'll see. Okay, turning it on, zeroed. Tap water test at 218. 218, which is weird. Number 3. Tap 218. I'm gonna actually do that one again. I'm gonna wash it off. It's funny, now it's $235. Which is weird. Okay. Dump that. Dry. No water in there whatsoever. Now, our reverse osmosis filter. Why not didn't get much and drained it out this morning, so it's going to be fresh filtered water. Okay. Here. Okay, the RO water's testing at 64. Interesting, interesting. Now that is the RO water after the post filters. So you can see our RO system down here, extremely dirty. This isn't from us, previous owners. It's all dirty in here. All this is gonna get ripped out, so I don't really care about any of this. So what we've got is the basic RO here, here, and the tank. This is your RO membrane and the different stages of the filters. And these are the post filters. I believe it adds calcium and magnesium. I can't see this one. Actually, I think this is just the post filter. So this is the one that we're adding stuff back to. So now I'm going to undo this fitting, because this is where it comes out of the RO, or I'm gonna find where it comes out of the RO and test that water pre-filter. Let me get that done. It's gonna be hard to film, so I'm gonna turn off the camera. Okay, so what I've done was, so the RO water goes in through, there's a red tube down here, super hard to see, but it goes in through the side of the filter like this. It goes through the whole system. This is another filter, then this is the post filter. So what I did was I undid this and tested the water coming out of here, so it has not gone through this filter yet. So let's see what we get. Zero it. We got 22. 22. Okay. Now, for hits and giggles, let's dump that out. Dry this out, and I'm going to test the fridge water. Now the refrigerator has a filter in it. It's not that old, but it's not used that often. And a lot of times with carbon filters, you want to use them. And the more you use them, the better they seem to work. So let's test the fridge. Okay, fridge water. Mainly what we use that for is ice. Turn her on. $2.12. All right, what other water could I go and test is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna go upstairs to the master bath, which is the farthest run in the house, and I'll grab some water from there. Be right back. Okay, master bath, lav water. That'd be the sink. Turn this guy on, and it definitely is cloudy. Goes through the aerator, makes it a little cloudy. Some people freak out over cloudy water, but it's just bubbles. If you just let it sit, it'll go clear. That is at 255, 259. 259. Alright, well, so it's well, the orchard, the tap, 2 tests from there, the reverse osmosis pre-filter, fridge water, and master bath. I wanted to do one more and just do the hot water. Shouldn't take too long, dishwasher's on, to get hot and test that since it's been through the water heater. Okay. Hot water going on. Don't get 365. That is the highest. Okay. Find the case. Dump this. You want to go outside, mister? Go on outside. Beautiful, beautiful day out here in Awonga. Okay, so let's look at the results. So the well came out at 259. So that's straight out of the ground. The orchard, 285. So in my eyes, what I'm seeing is from the well to the orchard, it picked up 25, 26 particles. So that could be from the PVC glue. It could be so much. Now what's weird to me is we dropped. The tap water was only at 218. Second test was 235. I don't know if because it goes through copper piping. I don't know. That's kind of odd to me. But now when you get down to the reverse osmosis, this was the pre-filter was 22, which is good. That's, I think it's the average is 0 to 25 for RO water, so it's a high good. After the post filter, so this is trying to take all the minerals, everything out of it. After going through that membrane and adding minerals back, we got what, 42 parts per million. So that's good stuff in the water. Fridge water was 212. So the fridge, just the carbon filter, worked. It took the well water and took it to 212. Master bath was 259, which was the same as the well. So I'm thinking that maybe this reading was from the hose. It had sat in the hose for a while. So maybe what I'll do is I'll run back down there, do a second test on this, and let the hose run for like a minute. Now we got the master bath, 259. We already went over that. And then the hot water, this one is, I mean, I guess you expect it. It's sitting in a hot water tank, 365. It's picking up a bunch of iron and whatever particles are left typically at the bottom of that water heater. So rather interesting. So real quick, I'm gonna run down there and let that hose run on the orchard for a good minute to get all the water out of the hose and see if we get a different reading. I'll get back to you. Okay, so what I did was I took the water from where the hose comes out of the spigot. I didn't run the hose. Let's turn it on. It is testing at 239. Can't really see it on that one, it's too dark. It's 239. So that dropped. Now I don't know how accurate all these tests are, because that dropped from 239, the well is 259, so it actually lost particles. So what I think a lot of this also has to do with is how long the water has sat in those pipes. So what a good thing might be is if you're going to drink out of, let's say, a hose or a PVC line, let it run for a little bit and try to get to the good water. But what throws me off is the hot water. So I mean, all I know is if you put your water through the reverse osmosis system, it's probably going to be best for you and give you peace of mind that there's nothing bad in your water. Which, it obviously just depends on what type of well, aquifer down below you're tapping into. I've heard some are superior to others. We are at the base of a mountain. Could have something to do with it. But rather interesting. I will, if I do send some water samples out, I don't know how much that costs. I'm not looking, I don't really care, because my water's going through reverse osmosis. So not the end of the world if my water does become contaminated slightly. Now if I start getting sulfur or some stuff that's really wonky, then obviously we'll have to go about that. But pretty interesting. Catch you on the next one.